Nearly all the textiles we use come from right here in Europe. I'm an American guy, but I live here in Europe and I make everything here because it's just where the skill base is for fine textiles. Some technical fabrics come from Japan, some organic cotton from a very innovative producer I love in Turkey, but 95% of the time I use textiles made right here in Europe. EU manufacturing means EU industrial standards, and that matters. Textile production uses land, energy, and water. Working with mills here means we're generally moving along in that direction. We go along for the ride. But the other obvious things are that we're not dumping pollutants in rivers or the air, things like that. You can't do that in Europe. It's just not possible. I guarantee that with textiles made in Asia, especially India and China, these are two huge textile centers. They're also two of the most polluted countries in the world. That does happen. If you want to visualize this, check out the Air Quality Life Index published by the University of Chicago. It's a good example and it'll really raise your eyebrows. Look, I understand this is the real world, right? I mean, this camera, for example, probably made in China. I know my phone is. But I take extreme measures to keep the textile supply chain, which is uniquely high impact on the environment. I want that where I can see it and verify it. By the way, this also means our textile manufacturers operate in the EU framework. They are paying employees a European wage. They have health care. They're ensuring their safe working conditions. That's also far from guaranteed outside of Europe and North America, and that's important to us. So what don't we know? Well, even our best textile mill partners can't always know the full story behind some of their inputs, some of the plant-based fibers, for example. They just can't. This is because sometimes those raw materials are fungible. They come from far-flung parts of the world through convoluted and agricultural supply chains. The industry is doing a lot, some countries more than others, but there's work to do. The sweater I'm wearing is a good example. This is Pima cotton. The softest, best Pima in the world comes from one place, Peru. Our yarn milling partner in Italy works hard to know that they're buying those beautiful Pima fibers ethically, but the truth is we got a long way to go until every fiber from every field in Peru, for example, has supply chain transparency.